Well, everybody, Spectacular, the Silver Stacular, breaking news in the community. Pay attention to this one. Look at this guy's face that I'm going to put up on the screen because you don't want to do business with this particular person. Was arrested for his shady stuff and stealing from the silver, the gold, the coin community. We have to go ahead and get this kind of person out of our community and make sure that we recognize his face. This face needs to be plastered up all over all the coin shows around the country for sure. I actually have a little bit of personal experience with this person, and he's in my backyard too. I mean, he's very close to me, so I want to go ahead and tell you about it, show you this guy's face, and read the news story on this scumbag right now. All right, so here is the story in question. There's the person's face. Make sure you get a good look at that right there because he's done it before. He's going to do it again. That's just his MO. This is what he's good at. This is what he thinks he knows. So it says, coin dealer who scammed people of $220,000 in Pinellas arrested again. So this is Seth Felipe Lutz, 63 years old. Faces multiple grand theft charges after customers at the Red Barn Flea Market reported paying him thousands of dollars for gold and silver that he never delivered. That was in Manatee County. That's over here in Florida. But he's been around. Obviously it says Pinellas County here. I know him from when I was out driving and I was Googling coin shops in the area. And his business had came up, and I spoke to him on the phone. I'll talk about that here in a minute or two. But basically, he just has a history of this, and this is what he's good at, and he's going to keep doing it. It says a coin dealer at the Bradenton Flea Market has been arrested after investigators say he scammed customers out of nearly $300,000. And Seth Felipe Lutz, 63 years old, faces multiple grand theft charges after customers at the Red Barn Flea Market reported paying him thousands of dollars for gold and silver that he never delivered. Arrest records show at least 3 customers in Manatee County allege Lutz scammed him out of nearly $65,000 combined in 2024. Detectives say this isn't the first time Lutz has been accused of defrauding customers. He previously served time in prison for similar crimes in Pinellas County, where investigators say he scammed dozens of coin buyers out of more than $220,000 over 5 years. An attorney representing Lutz did not immediately respond to the Bradenton Herald's request for comments because, why would his attorney want to go ahead and do that? Anyways, the Manatee County Sheriff's Office says Lutz, operating under the alias of Steve, took payments up front at a booth called Steve's Best Coins at the Red Barn Flea Market. That was at 1707 First Street, Bradenton, but failed to provide the promised products. Customers told detectives Lutz would string them along with excuses about delays before he stopped responding. In one case, a customer told investigators they paid a nearly $25,000 deposit for a set of gold coins in January 2024. The customer said they received a receipt but never got the coins. So it sounds pretty legit when you get the receipt, but then obviously you never got the product. When the customers followed up, Lutz allegedly made repeated excuses and offered partial reimbursements, but would not fulfill the customer's demand for a full refund. Lutz later told the detectives during an interview that he never had the coins in stock and could not fulfill the order or return the money, according to an arrest report. Around 7 months later, another customer said they paid Lutz $29,000 for more than 1,000 pure silver bars that were supposed to be delivered within 3 weeks. When the deadline passed, the customer said they contacted Lutz, who told them he was in the hospital and having issues receiving the product. When the customer contacted Lutz's son, whose name was also listed on the business card, the son told him that the father was in prison on grand theft charges, according to the arrest report. So Lutz's most recent criminal charges stem from an incident in May 2024 when a third customer said they also paid for silver bars. According to arrest affidavit, the man paid nearly $1,000 for 3 silver bars after Lutz told him they had them in stock and promised immediate delivery. The customer told investigators he had previously purchased items from Lutz without issue, but this time the promised silver never arrived. After weeks of back and forth communication, investigators say Lutz once again said he never had the items in stock and couldn't provide a refund. Look at all this, huh? All these advertisements coming up. During the investigation, detectives say they learned Steve of Steve's Best Coins was actually Seth Lutz. When asked why he wrote the name Steve on all the receipts and used it for the business, he said it was because he just liked the name Steve. But detectives say he used the alias to hide his criminal past from customers. Of course he did. It is apparent that Lutz is attempting to keep his actual name private from buyers, a detective wrote in an affidavit. Detectives say Lutz previously ran a coin business called Paradise Coins and Collectibles in Pinellas County, where an investigation found he scammed 31 people out of $220,000 worth of gold and silver coins. That is the company that I remember knowing him from. Court records show Lutz was arrested in 2017 on charges related to those scams and served more than 5 years in prison before being released in September 2022. And so only a few years later, in 2024, he starts to make a name for himself again, doing the same thing, because this is what he knows. This is what he's going to continue doing. So recognize that face when he gets, whenever this charge goes through, he gets out of prison again, he's going to go right back to it. So recognize his face, because you'll need to know that information, especially if you're in the Florida area where he seems to live. So now this goes on. Despite being on active probation through 2037, investigators say Lutz resumed similar fraudulent practices in Manatee County upon his release. Of course, that's what he knows. Deputies arrested Lutz on December 26, and he remains at the Manatee County Jail on a $52,500 bond, according to the Sheriff's Office website. According to court records, Lutz is facing 3 counts of grand theft and has pleaded not guilty to all charges. How? How are you pleading not guilty? Whatever. Anyways, that's the guy. Look at the face. Make sure you recognize what he looks like. Could be a little different by the time he finally gets out of this one, right? But, that's the guy. And he might be calling himself Steve, so watch out for a Steve. But let me tell you about my story. Yeah, so I'm the guy that likes to support local business, and I like new coin shops and stuff. So I drive around, do a little Google search for coin shops in my area, whatever area I happen to be in, and I make a big trek through Florida when I look through my shops, right? When I'm looking for new things, and new things pop up all the time. So anyways, I do that. I go through Google, I say, hey, where's some coin shops in my area? And I find this guy's business, give him a phone call, and I was talking to him. I was like, hey, I'm looking for silver. He's like, oh, yeah? And I'm like, yeah, he's like, well, what do you like? He's like, right now I can, get you some like maples or eagles. And I'm like, okay, well, yeah, I like those. I like maples. I like eagles. And he goes, okay, but like I try to do like a minimum of like a monster box of each. And I'm thinking like, I don't want a monster box. I just, wanted a few. Like while I'm driving around, I thought maybe I'd get like a tube, maybe, you know what I mean? If I like you, a tube. If I don't like you, maybe I get like, 5 or something. I don't know. But no, he's like, yeah, I normally deal in, monster box, and, you just go ahead and give me a deposit for it, and then I can usually get it in, a couple weeks or so. And that was his words. So he tries to take these deposits, and then he tries to end up getting, basically that little bit of money here and there from each and every person. And boom, that's how part of the scam works, apparently. So, this day and age, most of the time, you can get any product you want, and it's just available to you right here on the internet. I mean, it's not a big stress. You don't need somebody to look for you for things. You can type in Monster Box Silver Eagles and find 50 companies online that are willing to sell it to you, same day, and it's not a problem. It's just so easy. So you don't need somebody that goes, oh, I can get those for you. It's just going to take a few weeks. You can get them yourself. I remember one time walking into a business, and I don't know how legit this business was. It could have been very legit. That business is since gone. They don't exist anymore, so it makes me wonder if they were legit or maybe they just didn't do very good. But I walked into this business, and as you go in, it said like coin shop or something like that. Something that led me to believe that there was coins inside. I go inside, and there's a couple pictures, like maybe like 2 or 3 pictures on the wall of coins, right? Or something coin related. And then a desk with a person sitting behind it. And they're like, hi, how can we help you? And I'm thinking like, well, I was hoping to look at some coins. And they said, well, what we do is we get the coins you're looking for. So if there's a certain coin, let's say it's a 1907, you know what I mean? Like wired edged double eagle, right? They'd be like, hey, we can get that for you. But I'm telling you, this, just like I mentioned before, you can get that stuff yourself. You don't need this person to go find it for you. And so long story short, that business doesn't exist anymore. Whether they didn't do very good or they've moved on or it was scammy, I don't know, right? But I was like, well, that takes the fun out of it. If you're finding the coin that I need, you know what I mean? I want to find the coin that I need by looking through your case if it's here. If not, it's not, you know? Whatever. Anyways, moral of the story is check out that guy's face. Make sure you plant it in your memory, especially if you're in the Florida area, because it looks like will get out of, you know, one county and move to another county, and eventually he'll get out. Eventually he'll get out. And plaster those kind of people's faces all over your local coin shows, no matter what state you're in, because he might move around a little bit and just refuse to do business. Whether he, you know, turns the leaf and decides he's going to go on the up and up from here on out, no, he's already crossed the line with enough people and stole from enough people that he'll never, ever have a place in our community again. And we got to show people like that. And there's a few of these people are here, right? I have a playlist now of numismatic crimes because there's enough people out there that are doing things like this to our community. We gotta do what we can by putting an end to it. People that promise products and don't deliver, people that write bad checks, people that are stealing from people that are scamming people, people that are pulling those little shiesty up the up the sleeve things where they hide it. You know, I guess it's kind of really stealing. All that stuff. It's nasty. Doesn't have a place in our community. We got to get rid of it, and we got to name and shame these people. So, Steve, Lutz, if you know whatever your name is, Felipe, no mas, Lutz, you're gone. Anyways, I got to go for now. Spegtacular is out. Well, hello everybody. I seek to educate and entertain through my journey of collecting coins and stacking precious metals. I encourage you to subscribe and please stay with me on this journey. I am Spegtacular, the Silver Stacular. You know, when I was a kid, we did this every day in school, and I believe we need to bring this back a little bit, and I'm going to start right now. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.